Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Akeen and welcome to today's vlogs. Continuing with more scout reports on players headed towards the 2017 NFL Draft. Today I'm going to give you 10 blogs of my top defensive tackles entering this year's draft. Starting things off with the number one defensive tackle entering is Jonathan Allen coming out of Alabama. This kid is actually hailing from Leesburg, VA, decided to go further down south to join Nick Saban and help this team win a national championship last season. Had a great run. They did only have one loss, but they had a big season last year and then making it back to the national championship this past season, only to lose to last season's losers, the Clemson Tigers, who were this year's champions. They had a great run, both Alabama and Clemson. And both these two schools are actually pulling out some good prospects, more so for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and they're led by their top prospect in Jonathan Allen. Now, looking at his numbers, he actually had a good season in 2014 in which he started to get more starts. He did play a little bit as a true freshman, but he started to emerge in 2014 with 11 and a half tackles for loss to go along with 5 and a half sacks. But then he even had a bigger role in the starting rotation. He had 14 and a half tackles for loss in 2015 to go along with 12 sacks. And in this past season, 69 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, and 10 and a half sacks, actually garnering just about every major defensive award given to the nation's top defenseman. He actually won the Bronco Nagurski Award, the Ted Hendricks Award, as well as the Chuck Menderek Award given to the nation's top defensive end and defensive player, and he was this season's SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Now it's time to talk about this kid's strengths and weaknesses. First and foremost is his strengths. Definitely has a pretty good size at 6'3", 286 pounds. Now, yes, he could probably add a little bit more weight at the defensive tackle position, but hold up, he does have the versatility to play a 3-4 defensive end. He can even play a 4-3 defensive tackle. Definitely has enough capability and versatility to actually play in multiple positions in the D line. He reminds me a lot of Michael Bennett of the Seattle Seahawks because of how Seattle actually uses him to attack the opposing offensive lines, but even sometimes use him as a good rusher, and he does have the capability to get behind the line of scrimmage. I did mention you guys the tackles for loss. Now, other great strengths that he does have about him, I do have he has an outstanding burst for a player of his size. Other things I do like, he does a pretty good striking well using his full body, mainly his upper body. Now, if you look at some of his weaknesses, though, he did only bench press 225 pounds 21 times. That is not too good. Some people are concerned about his upper body, but I still think that this is a well-developed player and a well-rounded player. That's why he had won so many awards. Other weaknesses that he does have, he can sometimes get a little lazy and not get as aggressive each play. I'm not saying he takes plays off you. I'm not saying that at all. But sometimes I wish he would just play more relentlessly every play and be more aggressive, particularly to be a better creative pass rusher overall. But I still think he's an excellent player for you guys to watch. And he does flash other good things. He had good smooth hips, and he definitely moves quickly to redirect himself from different directions. And I mentioned that versatility. Don't forget, last season he had an interception, caused a lot of pass defended. He definitely was well-rounded in the defensive line and a great leader for the defense, which is another good thing about him. Now, one last thing I forgot to mention as far as his weakness, though, he actually been dealing with a lingering shoulder issue mainly for his career. He actually had a off-season surgery with his rotator cuff, but then actually re-injured his shoulder this past season, and he had more off-season surgery with that rotator cuff in his shoulder. That is not too good. I believe it was his left shoulder which he had problems. But hopefully he could recover and be just fine at the start of this upcoming NFL season as a rookie. Now, overall, if I take a look at his projection, he definitely is a top 5 selection. I think a team will pick him in the top 5, but one team in particular in the top 10 that I'm looking at is San Diego at number 7. Because with the pick of Joey Bosa at defensive end, and if they pick up an excellent interior lineman just like and Allen, I think this could be a great 1-2 young punch with Bosa and Jonathan Allen together. That's going to be a dangerous combination for the San Diego Chargers, for the Los Angeles Chargers. I apologize for that, but I still think he could be an excellent pick for San Diego. But I think he's going to be taken in the top 5. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys will be in just a couple of seconds. I have 9 more blogs for today. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man, Keem McCall. Be easy.